Hi guys, I'm Rhoda and today we're going to talk about patriotism. There are so many versions of patriotism floating all around us nowadays. If you don't stand up for the national anthem in a movie theater, you're not being patriotic. If you celebrate a moment in history that was important for your community alone, you are not being patriotic. If you question the ruling government for whatever reason, you are not being patriotic. Now, we can spend a lot of time debating who's right and who's wrong, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about what it means to be truly patriotic and what we can do as citizens of our country to show our patriotism. Because as Aristotle once said, there is a huge difference between being a good person and being a good citizen. And I'm sure all of you out there are good people, kind people, loving people. But can we be good citizens, loving citizens and kind citizens? Can we be truly patriotic towards our countries? Now, the whole meaning of patriotism is love for our country. So that in turn translates to love for our countrymen. Now, I was born into the country of India, which was privileged to be not founded on the basis of a language, not on the basis of a religion, not on the basis of a culture, not on the basis of a community or a caste. It was founded on the basis of certain principles that were enshrined in our constitution. Principles such as justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now, if we as citizens do not uphold these principles that are enshrined in our constitution in our day-to-day life, or if we as citizens are not upholding these principles, especially when we see them being disrespected around us, or if we as citizens do not even know all the principles enshrined in our constitution, are we really being loving to our countrymen? Are we really being loving to our country? Are we really being patriotic? So maybe it's time that we really try to understand and learn our constitution and internalize it in such a way that it becomes a part of us. And once it becomes a part of us, it really becomes easy to stand up for the rights enshrined in the constitution. We need to stand up for our fellow countrymen when they are not served justice. We need to do something when we see economic inequality. We need to raise our voices and join hands with others when we see the liberties of people being taken away by people in power. We need to actively come up with newer and newer ways to ensure that the ideals that our founding fathers thought of so thoroughly and put down into our constitution are deeply ingrained in our society, not only for the current generation, but for generations and generations to come. That is true patriotism. William Burnham has said, "The essence of true patriotism is the sacrifice of personal interests to public welfare." So it's high time we stop thinking about ourselves, we stop thinking about our families, our inner circle, and start thinking about others. We need to get outside of our houses, our comfort zones, and look at what's really happening around us. Within our houses, the news that we read in the newspapers is just that, it's news happening to someone else. But if we realize that we as citizens of this country, as fellow countrymen of the people who are being affected, are actually supposed to be involved in the problem and find solutions for the problem, we will start taking more initiative, we will start getting involved and engaged with what's happening around us. We need to get involved in things happening around us so that the whole foundation on which our country is built on is not destroyed by people in the name of language, in the name of culture, in the name of religion, in the name of caste. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. John F. Kennedy said this, and today I want to ask you this very simple, straightforward, to the point question. What can you do for your country? It's not something that anybody can force on you. It's not something that anybody can convince you about. It's something that you need to make a choice about. Whether you want to love your countrymen, whether you want to love your country. Barack Obama once said, "We the people recognize that we have responsibilities as well as rights, that our destinies are bound together, that a freedom which only asks What's in it for me? A freedom without a commitment to others, a freedom without love or charity or duty or patriotism is unworthy of our founding ideals and those who died in their defense. He said this about the United States of America, but this applies to our country of India as well. There were many who died in defense of these ideas, and it is now time for us, the people, the citizens of this country, to take responsibility to defend our constitution, to defend our people, to love our countrymen, to love our country, and be true patriots. This is all I want to say right now, because I just want to leave you with this question of whether you and I are truly patriotic towards our country. And I hope that this video is just that small spark that has been lit within you that will turn into a raging fire and fuel your passion and responsibility towards your nation, towards your people, and towards your constitution. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more weekly videos. May this video be the starting point for many patriots who are ready to reclaim their land. I'll see you next week.